Good Wednesday to you. Harp on Sports, the bar on the Harp on Sports audio, media, and podcast network. You want to be a part of it? You want to be a part of the shindig? Simple enough. You can comment, like, follow, share, follow, like, at Harp on, in case you haven't done it yet, at Harp on Sports Twitter, at Harp on Sports Instagram, harponsports.com, the Harp on Sports YouTube channel, and of course the bar, podcast available, variety of sectors. Harp on Sports available on Buzzsprout, available on Spotify, and also Apple Podcasts. So what do we have for you on this edition of the show? Well, a couple of things. As we always do. I try to always give you three big topics. Three that I have on the dais for you today are as follows. A little wishing well, a little Husk and awe, and a little duct tape deadline. So let's start off first with a wishing well. The last podcast we did, I was pretty upset, pretty mad, and had every right to be. I am still under the tent of morons have ruined this for us, and I don't think intelligent people with a voice have done enough. I don't. I think we pander and cater too much. I do. I'm going to take the high road. Okay. I think every now and then you got to get in the mud and you got to get in the slop. You do. And I will never pander. I'll never cater. I always tell people that, that get into this business or want to become a talk show. It's like, oh, you're so controversial. Oh, boy. He's out there. In Georgia, in Jacksonville, wherever I've been, it's like, oh, he's a shock jock. No, I just tell the truth. You want to be controversial? You want to be edgy? So many people want to be edgy in this business. Just tell the truth. Just be honest with people. People can't handle honesty. They can't. They can't deal with it. Nobody wants to be told it's their fault or they're responsible or you didn't do enough. All you got to do is be honest with people. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. That's all you have to do. And from the beginning, back into May, I told you you're going to have to sacrifice your summer if you wanted football in the fall. Bottom 15%, 20%, oh, whatever. Football's so far away. The fall will have this figured out by then. We don't. And it's not going away. It's not. It's not going to go away. Why? Because you got false hope now. The Big Ten and Pac-12 canceled their season. When they canceled it, why? Because you're a month away. They can see the writing on the wall. And the last thing they want to do is have everybody practice for a month and then go to them and say, okay, you're not going to play now. And all of a sudden, everybody looks around and says, man, these kids work so hard. They put all this work in. How could you take that away from them? That's false hope. Big Ten and Pac-12 says we're not going to do that. We're not going to provide false hope. Now, the SEC, the Big 12, and the ACC are going to say, we're going to wait till the final second. Okay. You going to wait till the final second? Go ahead and wait till the final second. I prefer to get off the exit ramp before the dead end because then I've got to back it up. If I get off on the last exit, I'm cool. And that's what the Big Ten and the Pac-12 did. Other conferences are going to wait till they get to the dead end in the road, and they're going to back up and get off the exit ramp. That's what those conferences are going to do. If you want, there's plenty of people out there all over the South that'll tell you, he's got a shot at this. We don't. Look, you go ahead, believe it. False hope. I'm not in the false hope business. If you want false hope, take a quarter, go find a well, chuck that quarter in there. You want false hope? Go get yourself a 50-cent piece. Go get yourself a Susan B. Anthony silver dollar. Go get yourself a Sacagawea. Take that bad boy or bad lady and spin her into the well. Spin her into your water source. Said it. Always said it. A goal without a plan is a wish. A goal without a plan is a wish. You've got a goal. Play football in the fall. What's your plan? We're going to socially distance and wear a mask. Okay. You're going to shove 30,000 students on a campus together? Yeah. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. If you want to think that's going to work, go ahead. You have seen a blueprint for this. You've seen how Americans have behaved, how they've acted. 30% of them follow a gigantic 6-foot Cheeto, and you know how this game ends. You know how it ends if you want to be realistic with yourself. You do. Right now, college football fans are acting like the guy that's going to. This is how you're acting. You're acting and behaving like the man that's at a bar or a restaurant saying, just a matter of time before she comes and talks to me. Okay, you want to believe that? Go ahead and believe it. Go ahead and believe. If you want to believe it, go ahead. She's going to realize what she's got in me. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Also, this last slice of pizza doesn't mean anything. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you want false hope? Believe what you want. I prefer to live in reality. Now, we aren't crushing the hopes and dreams of children. This is being honest with adults. Being honest with adults. University presidents looked around, saw the data, saw the numbers from the last 30 days, saw, guys, you have a mess on your hands all over the country, and you haven't even shoved 30,000 students together yet. And nobody's even thought of this one yet. Let's say you're the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, and you try it, and you want to thumb your nose at the Big 10, go ahead. Can you imagine if a football player at the University of Florida dies of coronavirus? What are you going to say? It was worth the shot? Imagine when a football player or an athlete this fall gets it. Let's say you just roll the dice and you want to do it. We're going to do it anyway. We got positive tests. We're still going to go forward. Can you imagine the first time that happens? Well, there's risk every day in life, Seth. Big Ten didn't do it. That's why these conferences are so mad at the Big Ten and the Pac-12, because if they're all in it together, they say, well, we all did it. Look, they did it too. They did it too. We all did it. You can't do that now with those conferences. You can't. And the whole thing, I'm not going to live in fear. I'm not going to live in fear. I refuse to live in fear. Well, okay, then don't wear your seatbelt then. That doesn't mean you're not fearful. It means you're smart. I refuse to live in fear. Well, I do too. That doesn't mean I'm going to run a red light. I refuse to live in fear. Then run a red light. Got to get there quicker. I refuse to live in fear. Go 150 on the highway. Refuse to live in fear. You think you're tough and you're not tough. You're not. It's the same way that men will sit there and say, and men are dumb at this, I'm not going to go see no doctor. Oh, bravo, you're tough. I'm not going to go see no doctor. I'm not going to let a doctor touch my junk during my physical. Oh, here's testicular cancer. They're going to touch it anyway. You're just not going to have any more of it. This false sense of machismo, this false toughness, this false bravado. Again, you're wishing well. You want to believe this is going to work? Go ahead. Go ahead. There's a certain age that you need to suspend disbelief, though. And I really believe this. I think 70% of Americans know better. They do. They just choose not to. Like, this'll, you hear this all the time. This'll all work itself out. You're watching I Am Legend right in front of you. We'll get this figured out. We did this. Everybody wants to blame this and blame that. Oh, this country's working great. This country's we're not. Oh, they didn't even shut down. Like, they didn't even shut down in Sweden. Well, they shut down in New Zealand. They shut down in Australia. They shut down in Italy, and all that worked. We just refuse to accept the reality in front of us. We do. We're going to get thin next month. Oh, I'll lose this weight. I just need some time. And okay. Believe it. I don't provide false hope. I'll never provide false hope. I'm never going to lie to you. Ever. Ever. You can pump sunshine and rainbows all you want. I'm not. I'm a sports doctor. I'm going to diagnose it and tell you the truth. And the truth is, it's not going to happen. And what's happened from now until September, for what's worse, somebody being honest and upfront with you and telling you the truth and you finding out hard lessons right now, or me dragging you through a mud for a month and giving you false hope? I prefer the truth. I always have. A little Husker and this I think this is absolutely hilarious. A little Husker, Husk and awe, Husk and awe. Nebraska threatening to leave, or we're going to go play conference football on our own. We're going to go play football on our own. Yeah, okay. If I were the it's funny, the Big Ten, you're not going to get to go play on your own. If I were the Big Ten, I'd be like, you want to go play? Go play. You can't come back. You're not going to leave $51 million on the table. Nebraska, and of course everybody wants to play. You don't think Michigan wants to play? You don't think Ohio State wants to play? Ohio State and Michigan skull drag you every year, Nebraska. You're a win. You're a W. You're a name that used to mean something, but you're a win. You are. You're the gimme. You look good on a resume. You're a gimme. They want you. Like Ohio State and Michigan doesn't want to play. Ohio State's got a legitimate chance to win the national championship. They don't want to play. Come on. We just want to play. Everybody wants to play. That's why I always get that stuff. I just want to win. Everybody wants to win. The key is hating to lose. But it's also a key to take a step back and realize, wait a second here, this is bigger than all of us. Isn't it? And if I were Nebraska, you're going to go play, go ahead. What are you going to do? And if I were the Big 12 and they went and played, go ahead. Go ahead. There's not going to be a place for you when you come back, though. There's not. Nebraska in the Big 10 is the equivalent of, I think we should see other people. Go ahead. Go see whoever you want. You're not coming back here. You need us a lot more than we need you. And they keep people saying, oh, their record's not good enough to do this. They're not good enough record-wise to do this. No, it's not about your record. It's about this conference that you joined that pays you $51 million a year. You're not bringing in the revenue for that. You're not. That money's coming from Ohio State. That money's coming from Michigan. That money's coming from Penn State. Minnesota financially is more responsible for the $51 million you got of the Big Ten than you are, Nebraska, because of the Minneapolis market. It's a top 10 market. Stop it. No. And if I were the Big Ten, I'd secretly sit there and hope they would leave. I would. If I were the Big Ten, I'd be, please, no, go, come back. Please, come back. Why? Because if I'm the Big Ten and Nebraska leaves, and this is where the ACC needs to be careful, it's not Notre Dame. The Big Ten has wanted Georgia Tech forever. Why does the Big Ten want Georgia Tech? Because they want their hands on the Atlanta market. And this whole Iowa and Nebraska threatening to leave, the Big Ten would be like, oh, please come. Don't go. Don't go. Oh, God, don't go. Go and play your thing. Then you don't get to come back to the Big Ten. I got news for you. The Big Ten will look around and go, oh, Georgia Tech. Well, Seth, Georgia Tech's payout is $43 million out of the ACC. Big Ten would pay that in a heartbeat. Why? Because they get the Atlanta market, which is a top 10 market, which is a growing market, which now has a major bowl game. They've won championship games there. They've won all sorts of things there. The Big Ten's wanted Atlanta, and Georgia Tech gives them Atlanta. And if you're Iowa and you want to leave, fine. The Big Ten then would hop all over NC State in a heartbeat. They'd spend the $80 million buying out those two schools out of their conference, and NC State and Georgia Tech would be in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten would have their hands on the Atlanta market and the Charlotte market. And congratulations, now they own it all. Be careful. Well, if you're the Big Ten, you're like, oh, Nebraska, no one threatening. If you go ahead. Nebraska, we want to see other people. Go ahead. No home here for you anymore. Lastly, a little duct tape deadline. There's a solution to this. I've said this from the get. People that just call and complain and gripe, you got to provide solutions. There's a solution for this. You're like, I don't know, I'm obese, I'm fat, I'm out of shape, I don't know what to do. I've got a solution. Jogging's free. Jogging's free. You eat fat. What are you doing? You're eating garbage every day. Vegetables aren't the enemy. I don't know what's wrong. I'm so unhappy. I'm so overweight. Give me 5 minutes. I'll figure out what's wrong. Let me open your fridge. Oh, what do you know? Ranch dressing is not a food group. Well, in this scenario, there's a solution. I'm not going to complain. Solutions. Your solution, again, you sit there and you say, academics, we're going to suspend academics for football. Well, then they're no longer student athletes. Who cares? We're going to suspend academics. We're going to cut you checks for $15,000 each, and then we're going to bubble you, and you can play football. There's your solution. It's right there. It's just people want their cake to eat it too in any scenario that you want. I've told you time and time again, you can have a pet pig or you can have a bacon sandwich. You can't have both. What do you want? What do you want? There's a solution here. You take $15,000 per athlete, 80 football players in each team. It's what? $800,000? More than that, 1.1 million when it's all said and done. You've got boosters. They got a lot of money. Trust me, think about the biggest, richest boosters in the country. Jerry Jones at Arkansas. Just think about the big boosters. They cut that check like that. You pay the players. No academia. Here's $15,000. And don't tell me, you can't do that because it sets a dangerous precedent. What precedent? 20 years ago, the Supreme Court ruled Gore v. Bush or Bush v. Gore. 5-4 President Bush, by the way, or soon to be President Bush, he wins, can't do the recount anymore here in Florida, and this rule doesn't have any bearing on the future. They're going to get their fingers in there anyway. They're going to make their money. You cut up $15,000. Here's the thing. $400 million for a college football playoff. You go from 4 to 8 next year, and then every player can make $15,000 going forward. You want football? There's your solution. You want the Big Ten and the ACC back in the fold? There is your solution. $15,000, services rendered this fall. No academics, we bubble you. I'm a solutions guy. I really, really am. And there's your solution. You can make it work. It just requires a little effort. There you go. I'm going to try to always end the podcast with something fun in case it's so miserable. And sports are miserable, but that's the reality. I'm a sports doctor. If you come in and you have cancer, I'm not going to say, well, there's good news. It's lovely outside. No, we're going to talk about the big issues, but we're going to try to find a little positive, a little fun. And today's thing, I'm going to give you a fact that is an opinion, but it's a fact. And a fact is something based on science. An opinion is something based on logic and past experiences. We're going to get to the opinion part. Fact, science, logic, opinion, past experiences, logic as well. Here's the truth. A Seth truth. Seth opinion. But a fact. Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is the best fast food item in the world. It's the best fast food item in America. Other things are great. And I enjoy other things. I enjoy Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. I enjoy a variety of things. But spicy chicken sandwich at Wendy's is the best fast food item in America. It is. Don't at me, bro. I don't want to see it. It's not a discussion. Not a discussion. It is. Remember that. It's the best. Look, I really believe that if every American ate a spicy chicken sandwich from Wendy's, it would cure the coronavirus. That's not true. But it's the best fast food item. It is. You got to take the mayonnaise off. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. My biggest fear is that mayonnaise cures the coronavirus because then I'm in a lot of trouble. Harp on Sports, the podcast, the bar, at Harp on Sports Twitter, at Harp on Sports Instagram, harponsports.com. The bar is available for you on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout. Be a part of it. Share it. Would love it. harponsports.com, Harp on Sports YouTube channel. So there you go. On my Rolling Stone shirt. It's good stuff. Again, be adults. Be smart. Be intelligent. Don't whine and gripe. Men don't whine and gripe. Adults don't whine and moan. Adults don't go behind people's backs. Adults talk to each other face to face. That's what we do. Maybe that can solve some things, huh? Enjoy your week. This has been The Bar on the Harp on Sports podcast, audio, and media network.